I've been able to make over $700,000 online selling AI to local businesses. I'm going to be breaking down exactly how I'm going to do it in this video. This is one of my payment processors. This is the other payment processor. I'll hit the refresh so you know it's legit. This is also my client Slack channel. For those of you who say I don't actually make money by doing this, this is my client Slack channel. Obviously, I'm going to have to blur a bunch of stuff here so my clients and their clients don't get reached out to. Here's the Stripe that refreshed. Let's go to, this is the one payment processor, and then this is the other. Love when it loads this long. There you go. Now, let's jump right into it. Okay, there's a few things that we need to cover. The first thing is going to be the niche. The second thing we're going to cover through is the offer. The third thing that we're going to cover is how do we fulfill on this offer, and then specifically how to get it done today. Then we're going to cover how much to sell it for, what the profit margins are, how to actually make money and pitch this to clients, and how to create the ads for it, the outreach strategy, the funnel, the acquisition process, and literally pitching the client. So let's get started. The first thing that we need to decide is the niche. Before we're going to pick an offer, before we're going to pick a price point, the same offer is never going to work for every single niche. Each business will have their own unique problems that they've struggled with long term. Each business owner is a different type of person, whether they're more tech savvy, they have a different problem that they need solved in their business. It's going to vary a ton. So we need to first decide our niche. Now, what's the best niche to pick? I've separated it here into 3 different columns. We have home services, we have professionals, and we also have info products. Now, these two, professionals and info products, are going to be some of the toughest to enter. Number one reason is info product owners are agency owners. They literally are commoditized and glorified media buyers or glorified contractors. They literally do everything in their business themselves. So they're usually very tech savvy. They usually don't need a lot of help. They usually are just kind of need simple instructions and they can figure it out themselves. Now, the reason why professionals are a little bit more difficult is because they're highly educated individuals. They require, more testimonials, more proof of concept, maybe even a degree to show them that you know what you're doing. So it's going to be hard to break into these markets. Now, I'm not saying that you can't make $1 million a month selling to these markets because there's people who are doing it and you can, but it's just going to be a lot harder to see those results quicker. Okay, it's going to take a little bit longer. To see the results coming through. So that's up to you whether you want to do that. I personally recommend go after home services, target roofers, target HVAC, because these guys have the same sales process that they've had their entire life, and they refuse to adapt to technology. They do not want to learn it themselves. They don't want to bother. They literally would rather be stuck at 10K a month or 50K a month than fucking scaling to 200K a month, but they have to learn a bunch of things. That's another good thing about home services is usually they have higher ticket services, so it's a high leverage niche. So for example, if I was to go after like a dentist or a doctor, if I'm not targeting one of their higher ticket services, most of the time people are going to dentists for a clean, like a cleaning, which is $200. A roofer, they can have like 25, 100, 150K jobs. So if you get them one 100K job or one 20K job, they've made back their investment working with you and fucking one client. So that's why this is a good niche. It's higher leverage, and it's easier. They're less tech savvy. Now, so I'm going to recommend you go after home service. Like I said, professionals, info products. I don't have as much experience in the space. I have worked with med spas and it's just lower leverage. You have to work so much more for a client that pays $200 fucking, right? Now the offer, okay? So you have 3 pillars here that you want to focus on. Getting leads, getting appointments, and closing deals. Now the 2 that are mainly going to be affected by you are these 2. If you're able to generate leads and they're high quality and turn them into appointments, the closing is going to happen. Now sometimes you will have businesses that you're working with where no matter how many good leads and appointments you send them, they're not able to close. Unfortunately, it's not your it's not your fault, but it is your problem because if they don't see a return on investment and they're not making money with you, they're not going to continue on. So what we're going to do is we're going to cover these 3 pillars with the following. For getting leads, we're going to be using paid ads on Google, Facebook, and Instagram. We're going to be generating them leads, and then we're going to turn those into appointments on their calendar directly with AI. We're going to use AI for the SMS part, and we can also use AI for the phone calling. Now, I personally recommend if you want to use AI for the phone calling, only use it for part of the conversation, maybe just to get a hold of the lead and then transferring to a human. Right now, in my opinion, the AI voice technology is not solid there for most appointments. Now, there's some platforms out there that require a lot of development, a lot of testing, like Vappy, like Retail, which can work, but people are really starting to notice now, especially that AI technology has been out in the market and it's aware that they're speaking to an AI, and it brings a lot of red flags. It kind of throws them off. So I would just be careful with using AI callers for the getting appointment process. It could literally ruin your entire funnel just by manually calling instead. And for the closing deals, there's a couple of things we can do. We can enhance our sales scripts. We can literally place in closers, or we can do like a CRM implementation because most of these guys that we're going to be working with, they're literally on pen and paper. At least the people that you're going to be attracting to start, they're going to be smaller size businesses that are literally writing the quotes on paper. Their schedule is on a fucking sheet of paper, so they're way behind. And a CRM implementation could be a huge game changer for their business because they don't know how to set it up. They don't even know it exists. So if you can set it up for them and make it organized and easy to use, it's going to be a game changer. So how are we specifically going to fulfill for all of those? Because that's great. I told you what you need to do, but like, how are we actually going to fulfill? For getting leads, Facebook, Instagram, Google ads. Now, the best way to do that and what I've seen is you literally just start off with a white label marketing agency. Pay them $500 a month. You learn the process from them yourself. You write down the trainings, and then you can bring on your own contractors and employees that you hired on. It's best to skip and get as much help as you can upfront before trying it yourself, because you could use half your client's budget just to test, and then you don't have enough to actually fulfill. So I would suggest starting off with a white label marketing agency for that lead generation side. Then an AI developer is the easiest way to go about building the AI callers and the SMS bots, but you can learn it yourself pretty easily with YouTube. Now, the softwares that I suggest, so like I said, for the marketing, I'm going to say Facebook, Instagram, Google. For the AI developer or the AI softwares, I'm going to recommend Closebot for the SMS. So this is Closebot for your AI SMS chatbot. And then I'm going to recommend Retell AI right here for the voice AI, or Vappy AI. Okay, that's what I'm going to recommend for the AI caller if you want to do that. And then for the sales script, we're going to do a VA implementation where it's just a VA who specializes in helping and implementing sales scripts for these guys. Now, you can do this yourself. Once again, it's pretty easy once you understand the process. Once you ask your client questions, okay, why didn't they close? You start collecting info from them, understanding, okay, what's going wrong? Like after every single appointment with our clients, there's a post-appointment survey where they let us know we closed them for $10,000 and they didn't close for whatever reason. And then that way we have the info and we know, okay, on the ads, let's move away from those type of people and target somebody else. And then you just send it to the marketing agency. Now, another thing you can do is for that CRM implementation is use a software and a CRM called Jobber. Jobber is literally a CRM made for home service businesses. And because they know their ICP is very not tech savvy, it's a very simple, easy platform to use. Now, even if it is simple, easy to use, you're still going to have clients who are struggling and confused. So your job is just going to be setting this up and showing the trainings, maybe having basic walkthrough trainings and stuff like that. Now, the way that you're going to find people who can help you with this is by using a software called Upwork, and you're going to go to this search talent area. And what you're going to do is you're going to search up like Jobber Expert, okay, for this, for example. And you could literally see like CRM, ERP, integration, AI automation. And you could see his job success rate, how much he charges per hour, all of this, right? So you could find anything here. You could literally find media buyers too if you want to go straight to that. Media buyers to run your ads, Facebook ads, media buyer, right? And then you could see Google ads, Facebook ads, media buyer, Ukraine, 45 an hour, 100% job success rate, right? So that's the way I suggest. Now, you're probably thinking, Nick, what is this, man? I don't have $500 a month to pay for a marketing agency. I don't have money to pay for a developer, or I don't want to. I don't want to, spend money up front. And what if I'm not able to sign the client? This is where this system comes in, this financial arbitrage system. So by using this, you will never be paying your fulfillment for your client out of pocket. You're always going to be using your client's money. So how does this work? Client provides the money. You allocate the funds immediately. But before that, you've already gone to all of these guys on Upwork. You've already gone to the white label marketing agencies. You've told them, hey, be prepared. I'm going to have a person come through. What is the timeline? How long do I tell them before we have things up and going? And then what you can do is, just in case, you have 3 people lined up. So let's say you reach out to Yevon. You say, hey, man, I just signed the client. Let's get going for the 45 an hour. It's going to take you 4 hours to set up, the ads for my client. So whatever you negotiate, how much per project. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, Nick, I won't be able to till next week. Well, it's a good thing that we already spoke to Morris, and Morris is also good, and he's $5 cheaper, right? So you have them lined up, and that way they're ready to go. You allocate the funds, you set them aside, you have the money that the client paid in full, right? Preferably, and I'll talk about how much they're going to pay. You set them aside. And the contractor performs the service. Once the service is delivered to the client, you pay the contractor, and then you retain the majority of the funds because we're having a high margin. I'll break down what the margin looks like. Now, with this, we're literally using our client's money to fulfill for our client while also keeping profit to scale the business. It's literally like an infinite money glitch. Now, how much do we sell it for? There's a couple different ways that you can price it. For example, right now, we charge either a $2K a month retainer or a $5K a month retainer. Well, those are our 2 highest tickets. So our lowest is $2K, our highest is $5. We have 3, we have 4 in between. And that's what we charge. Now, I don't recommend you use that pricing model just yet. The main reason is because you first have to build confidence in your offer, build up testimonials, build up proof of concept. Because in order to make money long-term, especially profit off ads, you need to be having that client on for 3-4 months at minimum, right? So that they're paying you. On the lowest, we're making 6K or 8K if they're staying on for 4 months. The reason that I say this is because if your client doesn't see results within the first month or 2, they're going to leave. So you're only making 2 to 4K off that client on the lowest retainer. That's why I personally recommend that you charge upfront. Okay, the good thing about charging upfront is, number one, you have more money to scale your business, and you need the most amount of money as you can upfront, especially in the beginning. Don't worry about recurring at the start. And number two is it is a benefit. They say, okay, I have to pay this guy one time. I don't have to continue paying him monthly, which is a huge, like, they will, in their eyes, they'll see, okay, that's beneficial. Some businesses prefer that. Almost like ripping the Band-Aid off really fast versus kind of like peeling it slowly. So you're going to charge $10,000 upfront. Well, your fulfillment isn't 100% guaranteed and you aren't 100% confident in it. You're going to include 3 months with that. Your goal is this $10,000 will give you the upfront money to be able, it makes sense for your company to work 3 months. It also, no matter what, the client will be on for 3 months. They'll take it. If they don't see results within the first month, you have another 2 months to give them and make them see the results so that after you can charge the monthly retainer. So your goal with this $10,000 up front is to, within the 3 months, be able to fulfill. If it doesn't happen the first month, okay. If it doesn't happen the second month, okay. Make it happen. Make sure it happens on the third month, okay? So don't keep trying the same thing. Keep testing new things. If you need to hire a new media buyer, hire a new media buyer. If you need to change something in your offer, change it. Okay, that's the biggest thing in the beginning. First 5 clients is they're literally guinea pigs. Test as much as you can with the Facebook ads. And then after that, the support fee, you could charge $2,000, $3,000 recurring if they do want to stay on. And of course, they're covering all ad spend and software expenses. So a lot of people ask me this. That's not included. So we charge $2,000 and then, for example, $3,000 a month in ads. That's kind of how we work. And then if they're on our 5K retainer, they're on $10K a month in ads. Now, what do the profit margins look like for this business? So I'm going on the conservative metric here. I'm going on, this is the most that you should ever pay for the following things here: the white label marketing agency, the AI developer, and the VA for the sales scripts. With that, you're looking at about 66% profit margins. Now, to give you an idea on how good that is, right now, your average restaurant, average profit margin for a restaurant. So you're looking at 3 to 5%. So I know it sounds too good to be true. 66%, there's no opening cost. There is no physical location you need to pay. There's no rent. There's no cost of goods. You're literally paying, it's an online service. It's one of the best business models you can start because there's no physical product. And if you're making your clients money, it's very rare online because this market is so full of shit people that most likely they've been burned in the past. And if you succeed for them, they will stay on forever. So the most you're going to pay for a white label agency is $1,500 for the 3 months. Now I'm calculating the 3 months, so not the per month because you're charging $10K upfront for 3 months. You're going to be paying $1,500 for the 3 months. $1,000 for the AI dev. That is way fucking conservative. Like, it should be less than $500 for the AI dev. I'm just including if he needs to be on for maintenance and like worst case scenarios, and $300 for the VA, like the implementation of the job or setup. So really, really good margins for this. Now, how are we actually going to sell this offer? We understand the profit margins, how to sell it for, how to specifically fulfill for our offer, the financial arbitrage process so that we can delegate this and not use out-of-pocket money, the offer, and then also the niche. Well, we are going to use Meta Ads, Facebook and Instagram ads. So Meta Ads Manager, if you guys haven't seen this before, it looks something like this. Let's load it here. So as you can see here, if we go down to maximum, we've spent around $162,000 of our own personal money targeting ads. So this is just for our company. None of our clients' ad spend is in here, which is pretty cool. I have lots of videos where I'm breaking down the exact process and breakdown there. So if you are interested in that, you can look at that. Now, the way that we're going to do this and set this up is Meta is broken down in 4 kind of main categories here. This is how the ads run. So you have the headlines. Headline would be the targeting or the call out. So it'd be like, solar companies or plumbing companies, right? That would be the call out. Then the primary text is, okay, they've clicked the see more, they're reading the text. It's a larger text paragraph area, which is just kind of explaining what your offer is, what you've done, who you've helped, what you specifically do, stuff like that. And then maybe like a call to action at the bottom. And then you have the creative and the funnel. Now, one thing I didn't include here because it's pretty small is like the button. So the button that you're going to have on these ads is literally going to be learn more. Don't use anything else because that's what people are used to in the market. So only use learn more. Don't use get quote. Don't use fucking buy now. Don't use book now. Learn more is what you're going to use. Now, for all of these, what we're going to be doing is for these top 2, the headlines and primary text, we're going to be using ChatGPT. It's really that fucking simple. You literally ask, create me a bunch of ad scripts to sell my conversational AI phone caller to local businesses. It doesn't need to be that. It could be your a 10 to 20 estimate guarantee for solar companies using Facebook ads or, whatever. You're going to explain what your offer is, and then you're going to ask, I need a headline as well as a primary text and a good hook to keep the lead wanting more. It's going to break down, give you a bunch of scripts, and then give you this headline and primary text. Now, what we're going to do for the ads is we're going to do 2 different things. We're either going to do a UGC video, which there's AI UGC, or literally just go to Upwork, Fiverr, whatever, and get somebody to do it for you, somebody who's professional. I suggest using a female, where it's literally just talking to the camera, offer out the front. So it's like, hey, plumbers doing blah, 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 blah. And then, whatever your offer is. Okay, so your call out, your offer, and then your call to action. And you can use that with humans, or you can use it with UGC. So I could show you Google Flow. So as you can see, this is my library of Google Flow and some of the ads that are being run. And you can see, like, this is one for roofers. And I could show you the prompt. It's literally VO3 prompts, and there's a bunch of cheaper versions. I paid for the $150 a month one or whatever.
Roofing companies, we will get you 50 estimates per month guaranteed, or you don't pay.
So that would be a cool ad, a nice hook and right in the beginning, and then you just have your main offer.
Roofing companies, we will get you 50 estimates per month guaranteed, or you don't pay. Click learn more to see how.
So that's a cool ad you can use for UGC. And another way that you can do it in a bunch of, like I said, test as much as you can, and your media buyer will be in charge of this, but is kind of what you can show up front and show him, hey, like, this is what has been working because I literally run these ads, is demo callers. So AI speaking to the lead, showing the exact process breakdown, making some maybe nice animations. Now, the way that you're going to structure it inside of the actual campaign itself is kind of like this. Now, if you want an actual breakdown of what it looks like inside the campaign, check out some of my other YouTube videos. I break that down there. Now, what happens when somebody clicks learn more, okay? So this is everything up to until the funnel, okay? We're going to send them to a page. Now, I personally recommend do not send them to a VSL page. Skip this. Remove this. Don't send them here, okay? And send them straight to their booking page. Now, what that's going to do is going to remove a lot of friction. In the beginning, you're not going to have a ton of money to spend on ads. Maybe once you sign your first 10K client and you can use some of that to increase your ad spend, that's good. But to start, you're not going to have a ton. So what you're going to do is you're going to send them straight to the booking page, as little friction as possible. You're literally just going to ask them questions about the business, ask them for the website, where they want to see themselves, if they can invest in the business, if they've watched the pre-call, and then if they're willing to show up. Now, what happens after is we just send them, instead of a huge long VSL, we send them a 93-second video where it's just essentially explaining them, hey, to make sure that we don't waste each other's time, watch the VSL. It explains what we do, explains what we've done, what we can do, if it makes sense to work together. That way, we don't waste an hour on our call, and you just watch a 15-minute video. You'll learn more about us, and we can also decide, hey, does it make sense to hop on in the first place? So make sure those 3 steps, it covers all of that on the VSL video, and then it makes sure that they confirm the call by clicking yes to this email that we send them, and then it sends them the VSL right after. So this is what I would recommend. You skip this VSL page and you send them here. If you send them straight to the VSL page, typically, and even the booking page sometimes, you'll have a 1 to 3% of cold leads that are self-booking. So if you have 100 leads that are coming through to this page, 3 of them would book, which is not good. So what we're going to do to increase that number and increase it to around 15 to 20%, that's what we're looking for. We're going to use exactly what we sell these companies, which is the ads that we're running, nurturing them with SMS, nurturing them and calling them, whether it's manually or using a AI caller, and sending them emails. Literally exactly what we're going to do for them. That way they see, like, we practice what we preach. This worked. We got you to get on the call. We booked you with AI, right? And that's what we're going to do. We're going to be able to increase this by 15% easily with this system. And after that, it's really just pitching the client. And the biggest thing that you want to do is streamline. You want to streamline your offer. You want to make it make 100% sense. Break down the numbers. Literally say, okay, hey, we're going to bring you 10 estimates per month. Your minimum ticket price is $10,000. On average, you guys are doing a 30% close rate. You're making 30 grand a month off us. Okay, we're asking you for 2 or whatever, 10,000 upfront for 3 months. So then it would be 90,000 for 10,000, right? You're just breaking down. You're making the process super simple. The home service guys don't want to be bullshitted. They're not going to fall for emotional tactics. Okay, you're going to break down, make sure that they have no FOMO. Understand that, okay, hey, once we onboard you, we get the ads created. We make sure that you've reviewed them. The ads go live. While the ads are live, the AI caller and SMS bots are already set up to nurture all these leads coming through, and then the AI is booking in and sending reminders to all of these leads before they come in. Now, if we see the sales side starts to slack, then we implement it and we can increase that close rate by 10 to 15% right off the bat with a new sales scripts, or just having a new rep in and fucking double the close rate. It's really that simple, guys. It's the same process that I used to be able to do over 600,000, 700,000 now with all the other processors and everything, selling AI to local businesses. And you can literally get started today. Like, you can get started today. I showed you everything. It's going to obviously take a little bit more work and research to do the trial and error. But for those of you who do want to skip that trial and error and want to jump right into seeing what is working currently today, active, and get your hand held the entire process in the way to making 20, 30, 40K a month with your AI business, I have an opportunity for you. On top of running my agency, I work with a few select people per month where I help them scale their agency. Now, keep that in mind. I run 2 businesses. I have a ton of people that I'm working with. I have clients, check-in calls. I manage all of the marketing side, so I'm testing all of the new ads. I manage all of the fulfillment side. I'm a busy guy, so I don't work with just anybody, okay? There's going to be a link in the description below where you can apply. It's going to ask a bunch of questions. You might get a call after just asking to see if you are a good fit. Now, if you're not serious, if you're not committed in yourself, if you're not willing to put in every single ounce of free time that you have into your business, don't book a call. I don't want to work with people who aren't committed into themselves. And if you're not all in, then you shouldn't start a business. So if that sounds like you, if that sounds like something you're interested in and you want to change your life, then book a call in the description below, apply, fill out the form. Take care, guys. And if you want to find some more free value on my channel, just check out some of my other videos. Bye-bye.